What's up, everybody? Good afternoon and happy Sunday to everyone that took time out of their busy night to spend, or busy afternoon, depending on where you are on planet Earth, with me. Today's going to be a little bit different. We are not doing a traditional stream today. Normally, we do horror games, things like that. Today, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to be doing the Epic Question and Friends versus the internet. We may be judging some products. We'll be judging some videos. We may be doing any number of things. But what I can tell you is we're going to be getting it in. So, buckle up. I think you might be ready for this journey. Then again, you may not. But I hope that you are, for not only your sake, but for mine. So, starting out, we're going to take a look at some analog horror content. Let's start with a recommendation by Sonya. A piece of content called The Return of the Pumpkin Rabbit. What's up, Beta Fish? I don't know anything about it. Let's check it out. All right, stand by. Let me get the screen capture on. There we go. Here we go. The Return of the Pumpkin Rabbit. Again, no clue what this is about. But we're going to check it out together. Let's see. In association with the Walton Files team. All right, I'm with you. What do we got? Starling's Horror Feature presents.
It was just another Halloween night in the lovely town of Nashwick, when a group of brave young children...
How goes the Beta Fish? 69. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you.
At the top of the night.
I don't know exactly what this is. This is recommended by you guys, so we're checking it out. We're starting with this.
What awaited for them there was far more terrifying than anything they could have expected.
Okay. The Pumpkin Rabbit. All right. Is this going to actually be scary, or is this more like cute? Because I have a feeling it's more cute than anything else. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Not opposed to cute horror, but that wasn't what I had in mind.
We did it. We saw the house.
What's up, Inferno? Welcome.
So this is the old Waterman house.
Uh-huh.
It's even
Turn this
cooler
up.
in person.
Can you guys hear this okay? It should be louder for you.
So why was it abandoned? You really want to know?
What's up, Tatiana? We are The Epic Question. Everyone calls me Epic. They call me Eric. My actual name is Eric.
Every
Welcome.
year on All Hallows Eve, the Waterman
I appreciate you, Inferno. Good to have you.
And greet children around town.
If you guys have any recommendations for videos, content, horror content, interesting content you want us to check out, let us know. We'll check it out.
Nobody
Alright.
suspects he's the Waterman couple until one day.
They don't look like children, they look more like creatures. Go on.
The sister of one of the victims saw them enter the house and they never came back. The police never
Okay.
found the bodies, so they couldn't do anything about it, legally speaking.
And thank you, by the way, to those that already like the stream. I appreciate you. Thanks very much.
They forced the Watermans
I know you don't
out of
have to
their
do that.
home to the town square, and they decided to take matters into their own hands.
Oh, he's on fire. That can't be good. That also can't be good. Oh, that guy's just happy to be there.
The Waterman house has been empty ever since. But someday,
Right, Inferno? You never know. Sneaking in all the sneaky spots.
You guys are jerks.
so
You fell for it.
Are we going in?
What? It sounds dangerous, Jay.
But it could be our new clubhouse. You'd be the toughest kids in town.
Very logical. An abandoned property is always good for a clubhouse.
do it.
Everybody knows
What?
that.
You guys have to be kidding. I'm not going
Everybody knows
there.
that.
I'm staying right here.
You're lost, dude.
No, you're lost. You're gonna get in big trouble when our parents find out.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Can you guys hear this okay? So now this looks like it'd be a good game. You could make this into a game. You know what I mean?
That's how I imagined it.
It stinks.
Careful, Wolfie. You don't know what you're walking into. That pumpkin's in pretty good shape, considering it's been in an abandoned house for God knows how long.
Oh, it's fine. He's not gonna know.
Okay.
Now, let's see what else.
I want you wives to bring your unsafe husbands. Children, bring your parents. Parents, bring your children. Christian, bring your neighbor. I want you to bring them here. I will not embarrass you. This is your moment of love in eternity.
You said you wanted to bed.
I'm coming home. Everybody that raised
Well, what was that then? I guess there's only one way to find out.
Uh-oh.
we'll wait on you. Come
Jay,
from the main
Jay,
door. Come from
get back here. Jay!
Not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't jump in there. Probably wouldn't jump in there myself. I'd be a little concerned. Who's playing the video or the audio or whatever? Be like, yeah, a little sketchy. Uh-oh. Who turned the TV on?
Go, idiot. You've come wrong house. What? No. This has gotta be the same house.
Flicker the light switch. Your head turn.
I see you. There's no need to hide. I know you're there. Come here, little ones.
I'm sorry, ma'am. For your hope. Honest.
What's your name, little one?
My name is...
Do you like candy? We have lots of candy. There's plenty to go around.
Ruh-roh.
In fact, you're our first visitors of the night.
Actually, we
Oh!
need to go.
Oh, please. It's the least we could do.
Who's we? Why is she speaking in the plural?
And
It's all good, Inferno. If you got a jet, I understand. Thanks for coming by.
you must be so tired,
You know,
starving. My husband will be here soon. If you could just go fetch the candy. It's in the kitchen.
but
There's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, that sheep, wolf, whatever the hell that is, doesn't look too good.
Watching you.
Is that a sheep? Looks like a lamb, like a muscly armed, very powerful lamb.
Keep praying, Christians. Christians, keep calling on God. Keep praying. There's still a few
Who's that?
I know a way out. Follow me.
You too, Inferno. Hope to see you again soon. We stream every day. Come on by next time around.
They'll hear us.
Don't trust it. Just go out the way you came, you goof. What's up, Enzo?
Stupid friends. Oh, let's go into the old murder house. Let's spend all Halloween night climbing the town hill. Ugh, screw them!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, no, no!
Yeah, you made a terrible mistake, you idiot. That's what you get for judging your friends. I don't like... That mannequin thing looks like its head has shifted its position. Okay, Inferno, up to you, my man. I appreciate it. Look a little sketchy. I don't know how long this... Oh, wow, this is a 33-minute video? Yowza, I didn't realize, I didn't realize it's 33 minutes. We may end up bouncing around. I'm going to check out some shorter ones. It's a big investment, and it's a big time investment. So that's what we're going to do. Let me, before we get any deeper into this particular video, let me, hold on. Before we get too deep into this one, let me transition to another one right quick. I didn't realize that one was going to be so long. All right, this one's a little bit shorter. This one's called The Mysterious House. How goes it today for you, Enzo? MW Animation Studios. Yeah, if you're waiting for some more bodies in Inferno, it takes a little bit. YouTube's algorithm doesn't always push out notifications, so we have notifications on our Discord, which typically notify everybody that we're live, so it takes a little bit for bodies to start coming in. So how's the afternoon treating you so far, Enzo? You doing all right, my man? Oh, Enzo may have come in and then instantly left. That's okay. All right, what do we got?
Oh man, this year's Halloween sucked. We barely got any candy.
Oh,
Maybe
bless
it's
your heart.
because your costume looks cheap and basic. What kind of ghost looks like that?
It's a terrible thing to say to your best
At
friend.
least I have a costume.
You know I don't like dressing up for Halloween.
Alright. Let's stop fighting. There's still plenty of time to get candy. We just gotta find a good house.
Yeah, the night's not over yet.
Apparently it's over, you just vanished. So something's changed. Johnny Bear, last seen 10/31/1978. Oof. It's a hot minute, dude. That's a hot minute, dude.
Wow, that was fun. We got a lot of candy.
Yeah, that was so cool, Tammy. However, I think it's getting a bit too late. We should go home.
Come on, Ducky. There's still so much houses we haven't
Oh no,
visited
Tammy's
yet.
gonna create all sorts of problems,
Tell me
dude.
You're scared about trick-or-treating.
I don't trust Tammy.
I'm not. I really
Not
don't
one
feel
bit.
scared, okay? Let's just visit a few more houses and then go home.
All right. Oh, what about that one?
32? The scary house? That can't be good either. Why does it keep going
You
back to the
wanna go
bus stop?
there?
Okay.
Oh, fine, but we're going home after that.
Yeah, directly after that one.
Trick or treat.
Why, hello there.
It's the
little
same
children.
character.
Are
All
you
these are
looking
tied
for
together.
candy?
Alright, never mind.
Then
I'm
come
guessing
in,
these
come
gotta
in.
be part one,
We
part
have
two,
candy
kind of
for
a
you, too.
combination
Silly
type
bunny.
of thing. So we're gonna save these. We're gonna save these when we get everybody else back in here. But for now, I think what we're gonna do is check out something a little more scary. What do you say?
You were out for
Something, something a bit more, how you say, scary. And, you know, if we end up debunking some stuff, so be it. That's what we're going to do. But today I think we're going to go through it together, see what we can come up with, guys. What do you think? All right, hold on. I don't want to hear Life of Okay. So these Life of Luxury guys, let's react. We're going to check this out. We're going to check this out because I've seen people talk about these guys in the past, and I haven't really reacted to their content on YouTube, and I think it's now time we should. The title of this video is It Waits Until You Fall Asleep by the YouTube channel Life of Luxury. All right? Let's just do it.
Why do you think it's right for us to get involved with this girl's stalker? Who are you? Huh? she looked messed up. I think she came from the woods.
Why do you keep bringing up the woods?
Because I think there's something dangerous out there. Watch out!
Dude, just drop it. We're trying to focus on what's going on inside of this house.
Uh-oh. Guy with sunglasses, no! Chester! Oh, man. Everybody knows when you wear sunglasses indoors.
Let's smash 100,000 likes for the next episode to be released.
You got it, buddy.
So for this episode, we received an email from a girl named Olivia who thinks she has a stalker staying outside of
Hold on, dude. Hold on, dude. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let's check out Olivia one more time. One more time.
Released. So for this episode, we received an email from a girl named Olivia.
Bye, boy, bye. Poor Olivia. She's probably haunted. You can't not help a girl like this when they're so haunted. Give her the help she needs, for crying out loud. I'm sorry, guys. We got to find a way, whether it be through this video or something else, we got to figure out how to help out Olivia.
Who thinks she has a stalker staying outside of her house. Olivia says she feels unsafe because she currently lives alone because all of her roommates recently went missing. She also says that often when she looks outside at night, she sees a creepy looking old lady in the woods who keeps asking to come inside. She sent us this video for proof.
Okay. Is that a leg? Oh yeah, it's a big old muscly leg. That would be scary.
So tonight we're going to drive.
Again, I'm not trying to be a dick or try to be difficult. And, obviously this is all fake stuff. But if this were, in fact, legitimate and somebody was trying to break in, do you think a regular screen and a screen door is going to prevent them from accessing the property? Unless they're like vampires, they can only be invited in. Interesting development. Take your notes, guys. We're going to figure this out together.
To Olivia's house and try to find out who's been stalking her. But first, a quick word from us.
Okay, Chester, remember what Mom said. If someone makes
it's
fun
an ad.
of you...
Merch. To buy it or click the first.
Oh, shit, dude. Chester's so good. He looking fly like the breeze. Oh my gosh, he's spilling the smart water because Chester looks so good in that merch. Now she's all wet. Oh no. He's a little confused.
Go to luxurydark.tv to buy luxury merch or click the first link in the description.
Thanks, Luxury Dark Production. Life of Luxury.
Okay, so we're driving right now, heading to Olivia's house. How are you feeling about this, Chester?
Bro, that video...
I'm going to stop interrupting. I know I keep interrupting. This will be my last big interruption. Just for a bit of context, if these guys are new to you, you don't know who these guys are. So years and years and years ago, they used to have a YouTube channel where they did fake pranks. Now, they didn't say they were fake pranks, but they were fake pranks. They were pranking people, and I'm sure some were legitimate, but the vast majority were like staged pranks. And they did stuff where they did like the child predator stings and, again, fake. Then they started doing these horror videos where somebody reached out because they're being haunted or hurt by some entity, and they go out to investigate to try and help. This Life of Luxury channel was created to do just that, and they had a lot of success. Now, I don't know if they're still doing it. This is years ago where this all took place, and this video is also several years old, but they did some pretty interesting stuff. So we're going to check it out together and see what we can find out. Life of Luxury. Let's continue on with less interruptions.
This was creepy. Why do you think it's right for us to get involved with this girl's stalker?
I don't think it's right, but
because we have a
Olivia's
YouTube
all
channel?
alone right
Duh.
now and scared.
so I don't see how her being scared is our problem. Dude, just admit that you're attracted to her.
Classic,
Okay, yeah,
classic
I mean,
Chester, dude.
from
Always
her
hitting
photo,
that.
she's clearly an attractive girl.
All right, now
But
be
I don't
mindful of the
understand how her
tattoos on her
appearance
right
would
arm.
affect my decision to help her.
Yeah.
Right.
Chester does not play around, dude. And the thing about Chester is, you know...
Your destination is
Hold on. Okay, it's right over here.
Oh.
Pull over. Pull over.
All right, I'm pulling over.
Pull over.
Bro, this area looks sketchy. We're in the middle of the woods.
Damn, that fucking camera's got a hell of a flashlight on it, dude. You see that bread-ass flashlight? Damn. I wonder where he put it. Unless you're trying to say that the camera created that light. Where'd those footprints come from? Somebody was just recently there.
Chester, come on. What are you doing? We gotta go.
Bro, there's a girl here.
That's just a guy.
Dude, what is
There's
she
no
doing?
mask on the face this time.
I don't know. We gotta go knock.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, nothing to be worried about. A barefoot person wearing a sheet in the middle of the winter. For guys that are so adamant about helping people, you would think they'd try to help somebody in that situation.
Okay, let's
Again,
knock on the door.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but, you know, if you're a good dude, that might be something you consider doing. I don't know. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Oh, what? I want to see this Olivia chick. The Photoshop busty.
Hi. We're here for Olivia. Is she home?
Yeah, I'm Olivia. I catfished you.
Dude, what's going on?
Sir, listen, we just drove all the way here for Olivia. Is she here or not?
He just
Nah,
told you.
she's not here. I'm Olivia.
He
I
catfished you.
catfished you.
Second time he said it.
Dude, this is weird.
Is this some type of trick?
No, listen. I think I'm being stalked by this weird old lady. I need you guys' help. Just come in.
All right, I guess we can come in and talk.
Let's go! I appreciate it, fellas. Come on in.
Okay, go on.
Bro, why did he lie to us about who he was?
I don't know. Let's just go talk to this
She
guy.
probably wouldn't come unless it was some hot Photoshop girl from Brazil.
Okay, thank you for letting us sit down with you, Olivia. Or, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Chad.
Total Chad, dude.
Right. So can
Total
you tell us why
Chad.
you reached out to us and why you catfished us?
Listen, I only catfish you guys.
All right, let's skip ahead to the action.
I don't know.
Why? We don't know who that girl was standing outside. And this guy catfished us. You can't tell me that you want to help him.
Yeah, this guy lied to us, and he's annoying. But I think he actually might be getting stalked.
Yeah, and if this lady stalking him is as dangerous as he says, then we aren't safe here.
Bro, we gotta find out more about the situation.
Yeah,
Regardless of
Chester,
everything.
come on, man.
If
Don't be
this
so
guy's in
selfish,
danger,
dude.
Then there's nothing that's gonna make
It's
me
classic
not wanna
Chester,
help.
man, being a dick.
Good looks, boys. We're gonna catch this crazy old bag.
I'm gonna go check something.
Yeah, you go check something, Chester. You keep us posted, man. Let us know what you find, dude.
Okay, so I want to see if the girl I saw earlier is still there.
Probably is. Oh, right at the window. What's up with the camera cut? Why is it a guy face now?
Hello?
It's the same guy that we were just
Can you hear
interviewing.
me?
It's Chad. Chad.
Do you need help?
Whoop.
What is that?
Chad, watch out!
Watch out! Watch out! Burger!
Oh my gosh, this does not feel luxurious at all.
Okay, what's the problem?
Listen, I think
You
there's
won't
something-
believe it. The craziest thing had happened. See, what had happened was...
You want? He's not.
Uh-oh.
Respect for me. You have no respect for my friend.
Yeah.
And frankly, the words you use to refer to women disgust me.
He's just dead hanging out there, and they're like, all right, let's get the hell out of here. Oh!
You think he's too afraid to talk?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I
We should probably get
thought.
the camera out of that
Stay
room
silent.
and maybe look at the evidence and see exactly what's going on with this guy.
Okay, let's go back to our room.
Hold on. I want to check something.
Oh, he wants checks. Dude, this is hard to watch. I'm not trying to be a dick, and I was just talking to someone about this. I was talking to my wife about this earlier, that I'm trying to get through content and watch stuff. Sometimes it's so mind-numbingly terrible that I can't force myself to watch it, and this is borderline there. Let's let Chester check something out. All right, what do you got, Chester?
Okay, so I'm gonna check outside again.
If these types of videos get a lot of attention, I might try to do some stuff this summer. I live in the boonies. I live in the woods. I got all sorts of stuff around me that looks creepy. Where's the long-arm puppet?
I guess she's gone.
Yeah, jump scare.
Who are you?
Aww. Bless her heart.
What's wrong with you? Then what?
It took my daughter.
Parker?
Please let me inside.
Parker? Dude.
What?
I just saw that lady.
Really?
I think she came from the woods. Saying I
imagine.
Uh-oh, Parker and Chester, they're gonna get caught up, ain't it? What happened to her long fingernails? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So I guess I'm confused as to what we're looking at. So this old woman is stalking the guy that lives there, but she's being stalked by the long black arm puppet monster guy. Let's do some more investigating. Excuse me. Chester got kidnapped. That's never good. I want to check out the Life of Luxury, see what else they're up to. Oh, here's some of the monsters that they've had in the show over the years. What? Yep. That's pretty good production value for a little YouTube channel.
Hello, Lux Army. This is our
Stuffed animal comes to life. There's always like this running joke of Chester and him sleeping in the same bed always. I don't know who that is. Their mouth gaping mouth hole. And what kind of stuffed animal is that, by the way? If that was truly their stuffed animal, it seems like an odd one to just have lying around. Uh-oh. Poor Mr. Wiggles, he got them hunger pains, dude. You gotta feed Mr. Wiggles. know their mom for sure.
What's she doing? Dude, do you hear that?
Uh-oh. Hey, it's the guy from, what's his face? Blood and Honey.
Jennifer's screaming! Bro, screaming! Jennifer's screaming! Jennifer's screaming!
You better go help, dude. Her son can't stop growing at night. Aw. It's gotta be painful. I mean, the production value is interesting. As I've said, you know, all right, so let's go through 7 months ago. Okay. They've, let's go to their most recent video. So they're doing compilation videos. Okay. So clearly they're doing something. I mean, obviously the channel's successful or was mildly successful at one point. 5 million views. I mean, they're killing it, dude. They're killing it. So I can't talk shit. They're killing it. All right. There's no doubt about it. All right. Let's go on to something else here. Excuse me. We're going to check some stuff out here while we're waiting. Nipples versus floorboards. Oh, yeah, I've seen that guy mix stuff. All right, hold up. We're going to look for some stuff here. Hold on. Here we go. We're going to watch some scary TikToks that you're not supposed to watch alone. Let me redo that intro. Oh, let's check out some scary TikToks that you're not supposed to watch alone. Number 237. Hope you're ready, because if you watch alone, that's your big mistake, my guy. Okay, here we go.
Only one rule. Keep the lights on.
Okay. Lante's Scary Live.
Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those?
Ah, it's all googly-eyed, you goofball. Come on.
Mom?
Yeah, your mom opened 2 doors simultaneously and swung them back and forth. That mom's a crafty one. Maja, is that you? Maja! Oh no, your chair. You better get your ma. The same one that you thought was doing all this to you. You better go get her, since you've then verified that it wasn't her. Oh, this scares me more than Annabelle.
With Halloween right around the corner, let's get right into this. When you think of a haunted doll, you most likely think of this. Well, in 2013, a mother bought her daughter a frozen Elsa doll. Basically, the doll would sing Let It Go in English, and for the first 2 years, nothing really happened. Until in 2015, it would alternate from singing in English to singing in Spanish, and that was not a setting on the doll. In December of 2019, the mom claimed that the doll would turn on at random moments of the night, and she had never changed the batteries after having it for 6 years. The mom then secretly threw the doll away in the trash can and was alarmed when she found it hidden in a bench 2 weeks later. Her kids still
Hidden
claim
in
to
a
this day
bench?
that they had no idea that she even was throwing away the doll and do not know how it appeared again.
I really want to talk about this photo. A security guard at the Bryson Avenue Mall located in Virginia took this photo in 2011. It would later be turned into police, but the woman seen here was never found. For context, the security guard's name was Sean Mercado, and he worked the night shift at this mall. But the mall
We'll give you his
had
first and
strange
last
things
name, but I
happening for
refuse to show you his
weeks.
face.
Like, on after hours, there are store alarms going off, but nobody's ever found. They're hearing people run through the mall, but again, they never see anybody. Until one night when Sean Mercado goes out to have a cigarette, he's just
Sean
kind of
Mercado
patrolling the
is a
parking lot,
smoker.
and he goes back to enter through the employee
His
entrance
address
when he
is
saw this
552
woman staring
Bourne
back at him from
Drive.
inside the mall. He takes a photo for proof, and then he radios for backup, and he goes in after her. He claimed to chase her as fast as he could, but he eventually lost her inside that mall. And despite a police investigation, she would never be found.
Okay, so she was trespassing, give her a ticket, bounce her. What's the problem?
It's one of those pictures. One of the pictures where you don't see it at first, right? This photo comes out of Wisconsin State University. It's from 2012, and it was taken by Aaron Silva. What looks like just an abandoned hallway, if you look very close to the back left, you'll see it. The outline of a person who had been watching him from around the corner. For context, this was a very common...
Oh, that's crazy.
Was never going to make it out. Hugely disturbing case for police, but they eventually do retrieve his phone, and they zero in on this picture. A picture which they believe shows who might have done this to Aaron. And if you increase the brightness, you can see the outline even better.
Oh my gosh.
Scatober Day 11. This is Norman. Around 18 years ago, Norman was built to appear in a music video for the band Interpol, and for some reason, people seem to adore him. However, Norman then disappeared for 10 years. Then, in 2014, an auction on iCollector.com titled Animatronic Creepy Ghoul Puppet from a Music Video was listed, and sure enough, it was Norman. Norman resurfaced after 10 years, and it was shocking to see what horrible, disturbing shape he was in. Despite having a strong fan following, no one bought him, and he disappeared once again for another 5 years. He was then found and acquired by a YouTuber, and, well, the rest speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's unnerving. That's a crazy looking doll.
So there's a level that's a theme park, and it features carnival games.
Who runs it?
Entities.
I don't like this.
Clowns, like rainbow wig, white painted face.
If there's clowns, it's not happening.
They're actually friendly.
No.
They'll actually help you exit the level. But you gotta stay away from roller coasters, music, but even children.
Wait, what?
If you look at the roller coasters closely, you'll see that there's skeleton remains.
Well, that ride sucks.
Beware of the carnival music. It will lead you to a dangerous entity that looks like a killer clown with superhuman speed.
What would happen if he catches you?
He tortures you in front of a live audience until your eyes turn black and you feel nothing. After, you become part of the live audience.
What about the children?
Okay.
Don't do this TikTok trend.
Wait, why?
So it started in Japan. Kids would write a phrase on their wrist, F74. When they fell asleep, they would dream of a parallel dimension.
Wait, low key?
No.
No, seriously.
No,
I don't believe it. I want to try, okay?
No, you actually don't.
Why?
You don't. Because if you don't escape, you don't wake up.
Well, how do you escape?
So you're only given 10 hours to find the door with F74 on.
10 hours? I could do it in 2, bro. I'm a speedrunner.
Bro.
Dream.
Okay.
Now I should know that the one's giving up.
Sir, I can't hear you speaking. Are you talking to me? There's got to be a jump scare or something, right? I'm confused. Is this like an ad inserted right in the middle of this video? I feel like it can't be. That it's got to be something scary. Or it's going to evolve into something scary, I hope. If George Genesis is just trying to sell me an app, I'll be very upset, George Genesis. And I will not forgive you. This will not be forgotten, George Genesis, just so you know. Just to be really clear, and I hope you know, baby girl, I want to take it to my favorite show. Chew the butt, punch it in the fucking slut. Baby girl, put it right up in my butt. What am I looking for? Dude, if there's no payoff at the end of this fake ad, whatever this is, I'm exiting and we're changing it up.
I have an update on the serial killer who is on the loose right now in California. If you missed my previous videos, essentially there's a serial killer who is on the loose right now in Stockton, California. Currently, he has been confirmed to take the lives of 6 people, but it's believed...
Let's change it up. Now, we're going to go in a more divisive direction, okay? A bit more divisive. So we're going to take a look at some news stories, if you will. Some things that have happened in the news, and we're going to talk about them. So let's do that. Let's go over and take a look at the news. Here we go. What do we got? Hold on a second, guys. So I kind of want to get this from you guys to see what you think. So what is your take on tariffs? What is your take on tariffs? So right now, supposedly, according to Reuters, Vladimir Putin, the premier of Russia, is upset at President Trump due to tariffs on oil and things of that nature that he's going to put on products and things imported from Russia. What is your take on tariffs as a whole? Are you guys familiar with what tariffs are? To get a concept. So a tariff, for lack of a better description, at least my understanding, I'm sure you can Google it and look it up yourself, but my basic understanding of it is that it is a tax, basically, that you can put on goods, products, things that are sent from the U.S. or imported to the U.S. or any country. It's basically, if I have this card, this 3 of hearts, and you want this 3 of hearts, and I'm going to send it to you, I'm going to give it to you. Now, you're telling me, hey, I know a lot of people over here, people are talking, they all want 3 of hearts, and in order for me to get this 3 of hearts so I can sell it at your house, you're going to charge me a tariff. So maybe a 10% tax on what this is being sold for. So in order for me to send it to your country, either you're going to pay or I'm going to pay. So there's a tax that is on goods or services going from one place to another. So an example, a real world example of how this is happening is cars, for one example. So I believe it's with Toyota. They have a vehicle that they want to sell in the United States. They want to send this vehicle from their country to the United States. There is a tariff, a tax on that car as it comes to the United States. So let's say, for example, it is a $10,000 car and they want to charge 10%, a 10% tariff on that car. That 10% tariff has to be paid in order for that car to be exported to the USA or import, or however you want to do it, to be collected by the U.S. Now, do you believe that the country that is sending the vehicle to the U.S. is the one that's ultimately going to end up paying for it? This is the problem with tariffs, is that's not the case. The cost will 100% of the time be put on the consumer, will 100% be put on us. Okay? Anytime you have a tax that is placed on goods or services imported from another country, some sort of domestic product, from some sort of industry, it is done in the effort to raise revenue, obviously, but we're the ones that are going to ultimately have to pay for it. That's just how it works. It bothers me when people think, oh, this is going to be great news, and I think it can, at the very least, tell a country, like, hey, we're not joking around. But they're going to, okay, $10,000 car, all right, now the car's $15,000. That'll cover the tariff and make a little bit extra. So we're going to be the one that's going to get hit with the price gouging no matter what. So tariffs are not a way to resolve any type of issues with regards to that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at some news here real quick. Okay, what we got? I'll show you guys as well. So I did a generic search. Okay, there's the Reuters article I was talking about. Pissed off at Putin. Trump threatens tariffs on Russia oil if Moscow blocks Ukraine something. Aftershocks. Iran has rejected direct negotiations with the U.S. in response to Trump's letter. At least 1 dead after small plane crashes into home near Minneapolis. Trump tells NBC News there are methods for seeking a third term. Yeah. Let's touch on this real quick. So yesterday, I overheard someone talking about the potential, or people talking about President Trump having a third term in office. This is an interesting concept. So I believe it's the 22nd Amendment. It's already in the Constitution. A president cannot exceed 2 terms for the life of that president. Not consecutively, for the life. What's up, Joel? And there's a lot of people talking about getting him in for a third term. I don't care if you voted for Trump, if you voted for Kamala, if you voted for somebody else, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, I don't care whose side won, no way a president should be able to serve more than 2 terms. So let's check and see what NBC News, granted they're more left-leaning news organization, but let's read about it here. President Donald Trump said in Sunday morning phone call that he was not joking about a 3rd term, adding that it is far too early to think about it. Kristen Welker and Megan Leibowitz. President Donald Trump did not rule out the possibility of seeking a 3rd term in the White House, which is prohibited by the Constitution under the 20. Okay, there we go. We were right. 22nd Amendment, saying in an exclusive interview with NBC News that there were methods for doing so and clarifying that he was not joking. A lot of people want me to... Wait, hold on. It's a Trump, so I have to make sure I try to do his voice. A lot of people want me to do it. Trump said in a Sunday morning phone call with NBC News, referring to his allies, but I mean, it's huge. Basically tell them that we have a long way to go. You know, it's very early in the administration. I'm focused on the current, Trump added in some of his most extensive comments to date about serving a 3rd term. So what do you think on this? Oh, hold on, wait. Let's finish the rest of his quote. I'm not joking, Trump said, when I asked to clarify, but I'm not. It is far too early to think about it. When asked whether he has been presented with plans to allow him to seek a 3rd term, Trump said, there are methods which you could do it. NBC News asked about a possible scenario in which Vice President J.D. Vance would run for office and then pass the role to Trump. Trump responded that that's one method, but there are others too, Trump added. Asked to share another method, Trump simply responded, no. This is hard for me. Because depending on what kind of response I give, people are going to jump to a multitude of assertions. What the hell is this cat pissing out of his ass for? I'm trying to have a political discussion, for crying out loud. Let's keep this serious. So I'm going to say this. I'll say this and then I'll kind of move past it. I think when you have a political opinion or an ideology for any reason, whether you are Republican or you're a Democratic, an independent, a libertarian, whatever it may be, people have a hard time separating opinion from an ideology or an opinion from a political party as a whole. So let's just say, for example, somebody said they are liberal, they're a Democrat, and they don't believe that Trump should serve a 3rd term. People are going to immediately jump to, they're not going to listen to your opinion, they're not going to listen to your thoughts, they're not going to listen to the reasons as to why. They're simply going to say, you're a liberal, you're a Democrat, you're this, you're that. That's why. Now, if you said you were a Republican and you said, I don't think President Trump should serve a 3rd term, the majority of people are going to say, you know, you're not really a Republican, you don't care about the country, you're this, you're that, or you're not supportive of Donald Trump or this administration. The problem is none of those things are true, and perhaps for some they could be. For me personally, I don't care who the president is, and I don't care how much they are liked, they cannot serve a 3rd term. Just can't do it. It can't be done. It should not be done. It is all bad. There's a reason why we have term limits. There's a reason why we have the executive branch set up the way we do, and there's a reason why we talk about focusing and utilizing and adhering to the Constitution. Republicans, the majority of Republicans often talk about the importance of adhering to the Constitution's guidelines and the framework that the Constitution has. Yet, in some cases, and this is obviously the case for sure on the left as well, this is not a Republican thing or a liberal thing, this is across the board of the political spectrum, by and large, that it's a good argument when it applies to them or when it benefits them. Meaning, it's good to say that for in a situation like this, let's just say Republicans can say the Constitution must be followed to the letter of the law. It is what it is. It just got to happen this way, no matter what. But when they go, we want to have Trump serve a 3rd term, well, there's amendments. There's things we can do. This doesn't necessarily apply to modern times. I've heard all sorts of different arguments already, and this is just something that came up. And people are already talking about, well, some parts of the Constitution are old and, they don't really apply to what we're seeing today and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. If you're saying this is a living, breathing document and that it must be adhered to and it was written in such a way that it can survive and thrive regardless of its time period because it has basic principles and basic structures in place, you have to be consistent with that opinion. You can't flip-flop it because it doesn't fit your narrative or it's not convenient. You have to be sure, at least in my humble opinion, to be a person that you have to take seriously, you have to be able to keep your opinion consistent. It's okay to evolve and it's okay to change your mind on things, because I know that has happened to me dramatically over the years. My opinion on a ton of topics has changed a ton. The problem I run into is when people say one thing and then when it's no longer convenient, they change it up. If you're a Democrat and Kamala was talking about serving a third term and you go, oh, yeah, because it's our person, then I would say that you're also a hypocrite and you're wrong. This is where I think anybody with any sense needs to draw the line, whether you voted for him or didn't vote for him. Draw a line in the sand and say, no, let's just focus on this term and let's see if we can get it knocked out of the park and take care of all this stuff. Him serving a third term, he'll be in his 80s, first and foremost. Cognitive decline, regardless of how energetic he is a real thing, and it's just, it's wild. I agree, Jolie. I agree. What's up, Squirrel? Welcome, man. It's a tricky thing for me. I have a hard time trying to reconcile these things. For me, it's very simple, and I think people try to overcomplicate stuff like this, and I think it's going to alienate a ton of people. It's just not good. It's just not good, in my opinion. What's up, dude? So, I would say this. Wait. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm reading a news story. Okay. So let me ask you guys this opinion if you want to participate. What is your take on... And this is one of those kind of conversations that probably should be left for a very specific setting. What do you think about schools that are trying to cater to those who, let's say, don't have the most, I'm trying to find the good word to utilize. What would you say about schools that are trying to cater to children who believe that they are a species other than human, male or female? Meaning furries and, I guess not even furries, I would say, what do they call it? I forget the name of it. People that actually believe they're part animal. How do you feel about that? Do you think a school should cater to a person that feels like a cat? Meaning perhaps providing them a litter box in the bathroom, or, treating them like a cat, petting them, giving them cat-like attention. How do you guys feel about that? And if you're able to give me a little opinion as to why you feel the way you do, I would appreciate it. And if not, that's okay too. So Joel, you don't think so? What about you, Ryan? Squirrel, any opinions? Well, I'm waiting for your guys' kind of take on it. Obviously, I'm in agreement with Jolie. I would agree with you, Joel. I think whether you are young or old, I think that the parents should also be looked at when it comes to this kind of stuff. I mean, for a kid to go to school truly thinking they are a cat, thinking they are something along those lines, tells me that something is going on at home and that their parents need to be looked at. Now, granted, not everybody has the same sort of upbringing. They may not have a two-family home. They may not have a mom and a dad, or a mom and a mom, or a dad and a dad, or whatever's going on in this day and age. They may be living with their brother or their cousin or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's something wrong. We are not interspecies. That's another one, Ryan. I'm sorry, yeah, for sure, Ryan. Opinions, teachers who tell false facts. Yeah. Well, that's the problem, Squirrel. Let me counter your response to that, Squirrel. I agree it is the society. So does that mean that nobody's home? So let me ask you this, Squirrel. If it is in fact society and that we are all doomed to adhere to what society says, Do you think that your parents or your family, those that you've lived with, taught you how to think for yourself? Like you were brought up in a way, maybe not by parents, maybe it was brothers, sisters, grandma, grandpas, uncles, cousins, friends, whatever, brought you up in a way to think for yourself. Because if not, then that means society taught you how to think for yourself. So at some point, parents do need to take some semblance of responsibility to at least put their kid on the right path. Granted, you are correct in that societal norms, the internet, everything can be bombarding the children, formulating their opinions, but by and large, the parents are building that initial framework, you know what I mean, to kind of build from. So I think that it's the parents. If I have a child that thought they were a cat, guess what? We're going to sit down and have some serious discussions, and some serious adjustments are going to be made, because you're not going back to the school that, one's going to perpetuate that lie. Two, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? But school takes that way. Schools see a kid more than the parent. I agree 100%, Squirrel. I agree. I think the schools take a big part of that as well. But I think this is why it's really important as parents to communicate with your children and talk to your kids and make sure that they understand the importance of being their true selves and understanding. Most schools don't teach the basic building blocks of living a life. They're supposed to teach you reading, writing, arithmetic, and basic things along those lines. They should not be teaching you how to live life. And how to be a person. That should be at home, in my opinion. Let's see what schools can say. You saying that people believe in different things that make no sense? No, I don't. I'm not sure if that's in response to me or somebody else. No, for me, Ryan, what I'm saying is I don't think it's just society's responsibility. I think the reason why society is so screwed up is because parents and families and the homes have failed to raise children in a way that allowed society to become this way. So if I have 10, so let me give you an example. I take 10 people. I take 10 infant children, and I take it to an island, and I give them 2 parents to raise these 10 children, to teach them how they see fit, to put them through a school system in this mock environment and allow them to grow up based on the teachings from the parents and based on the teachings from the school. Then I have a secondary island where I take 10 infants, 2 parents, and I do the exact same thing. However, I teach them that they could be whatever they want. They're not male, they're not female. They could be cats, they could be dogs, they could be trees, they could be whatever they want to do. I teach them that in school they don't have to listen to their parents. Their parents don't have their best interests at heart. And I can create a rift between the parents and the families. I do whatever. You have 2 separate experiences, 2 separate experiments. The children then grow up and build a society. The society is the direct result of how these people were taught, how these people were raised, and that is a reflection of the society. Society is just a mirror of what's happening in our homes. It's just sometimes the loudest amongst us get the most attention. The people that tend to gripe the loudest, the people that tend to make the most noise, tend to draw the most attention and tend to create a reflection of society that isn't necessarily accurate either. Joel says schools nowadays encourage shady things behind the backs of. I agree. Listen, you could be gay, you could be straight, you could be bi, you could be whatever you want to be. But the moment you try to shield, unless it's an abusive thing, like a child's being beaten or starved or something crazy, that's different. But these are the types of things that need to be talked about at home. These are the types of things that need to be figured out at home. School is so screwed up right now. Not even teaching basic stuff like how to read and write in cursive, Common Core math, all this stuff is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think for a lot of children, honestly, I think children should be, if the parents are in a situation to do so, I think children should be homeschooled all the way up until they get into high school, and then go to high school and experience a public school in high school. That's when I think children should go to regular school. Until we get this figured out, man, I don't trust teachers. And the sad part is, it's just like with cops. When I was younger, I got in a lot of trouble. and I had a lot of bad experiences with cops, and it made me not trust cops. There's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of good ones in our society, but I had a lot of bad experiences. So because of that, I'm distrustful of law enforcement. It's just my life. I've done nothing wrong. I see a cop behind me, I get paranoid. I don't have anything. I haven't done anything wrong. I just don't like that power dynamic. I've seen too many videos and I've watched too many stories to see people get put in situations they shouldn't be in because an officer had a bad day, so he takes it out on this citizen because I don't know. There's any number of reasons why some bad cops do the things that they do. But I think a lot of the things that we're experiencing now is the culmination of parents, and it sounds really weird. I've thought a lot about this. You've heard people talking about having a mother and a father in the home and the dynamic of it could be being yelled at for no reason, and that could mess with your psyche, and that could be a problem in of itself. Yeah, not all cops. I agree. I don't believe it's all cops. That's my point. And that's my point. This happens to Republicans. This happens to Democrats. This happens to police. This happens in every facet of our life, is that the loudest, the most annoying, the most egregious amongst us get the most attention and tend to be most representative of a group. So I'll give you 3 examples. 1, look at people that are on the very far left politically in the United States. People that are very much liberal, but like super far left. Like you can't have plastics and oils, and they're gluing their hands to the streets, and they're doing all this crazy stuff. The most extreme of the left. They are technically the minority within that political party. However, they make the most ruckus. They make the most videos. They catch the most headlines. Therefore, they are representative of the entire party. Look at the people on the far right in the United States. The most egregious of Republicans that are far, far right-leaning, that are, some might even say are racist. They might say any number of things, but because they're grabbing the most headlines, they are grabbing the most attention, they're representative just by virtue of the fact they are huge, and not huge, I'm sorry, just by virtue of the fact they're getting the most attention, they are now representing this party. And we have this on both sides of the United States political spectrum. People on the right, people on the left. The most extreme of them are getting the most attention. Therefore, that's what the party is. So when people that are not Democrats or liberals think about liberals, they think of the pink-haired, purple-haired woman with no shirt on talking about kill all men and, down with the patriarchy and blah, 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 blah. And then when people think that are not Republican or conservative, they're on the left, and they think about Republicans or conservatives, they're thinking about the guy wrapped in, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the stupid the Confederate flag, shooting guns and sticking beer cans in their butt and calling whatever they're thinking, right? That's their thought of the party, because the most extreme within those groups get the most attention. That's why I don't subscribe to either political party in the United States. I consider myself an independent. I do have conservative views, but I also have very liberal views in certain areas too. So I'm a bit of a mix myself. I'm not ashamed of any of my political opinions or thoughts or feelings, but I don't ascribe to either political party, within the U.S. at least. I don't feel represented by either of them. So with all that said, it's very tricky sometimes when you're talking politics and you're talking religion. There used to be a time that I remember when I was a little kid where I didn't know my aunts and uncles' political opinions were. I had no idea. I really didn't. Even as a teenager in my early youth, I had no idea what president somebody voted for. I didn't know anything because it wasn't something that was talked about in the same way. Nowadays, you meet somebody for the first time, and in a short conversation, they're already putting out their political beliefs, and they're wearing it on their sleeves. So before we even get to meet somebody and learn who they are as a person, we're already talking politics. and we're trying to gauge who they voted for before we even interact with them. Let's start with the fact that we're humans and we all basically want the same fundamental things for our friends and family. Even though we may disagree on how to get there, we basically all want the same things. So let's get to know each other first and then work backwards. That's why I like sometimes the YouTube stuff and playing games, and people may like you or enjoy your content, but they don't know anything about you politically because it's not a topic of discussion. It's just having fun and goofing around. Squirrel says, those that wanted the eco-free carbon electric cars are now trashing and burning those EVs. It's very ironic. It's very ironic. Squirrel, there's what I find fascinating about like Stop Oil and some of these organizations that come out. One, you don't see them in the wintertime, right? You don't see them in the dead of winter, hailstorms, buried in 5 feet of snow. You see them in the summer. You see them in the fall. You see them when the weather's nice and convenient. You see them gluing their hands to streets and hugging each other's arms and blocking roadways for regular people trying to get to work, trying to live their lives. Yet the ones they are trying to impact are the bigwigs in the skyscrapers in corporate America or corporate UK or whatever. Yet they're punishing people that have no choice in the matter, they're living paycheck to paycheck, trying to keep their families afloat, keep food in their bellies, and keep some semblance of sanity. Those are the ones being punished. The lower class and middle class have always been punished, but to varying degrees. In this day and age, it is becoming more and more apparent, and even more and more of a struggle. And it's sad. It's so sad. It's very, very sad. Well, that's the idea. Exactly right, Squirrel. Right wing, left wing, it's the same fucking bird or bat. You're exactly right. They're all serving the same master. They all want the same things. They're just on different paths to get there. To me, it's almost like, what color shirt do you want to wear today? Listen, you may be wearing a blue shirt or a red shirt. You're still wearing a shirt, okay? You're acting like it's different. You're acting like you've reinvented something. You haven't. You haven't. Focus on your family and focus on what's going to benefit you and your family the most. The only way to fix a lot of the political issues that we're having, one, we have to get the money out of politics. We have to stop the donors. We have to stop the donations, and we have to stop, at least in the U.S., I don't know how it is in the U.K., Congress people being able to put money in the stock market and tinker with these things, lobbyists. There's so many problems in the United States government that it's hard to look past all the poison. Money is a motivator unlike anything else, and it poisons political systems, it poisons presidencies, it poisons politics as a whole, and it poisons people when greed becomes the focal point. I'm all about capitalism and being in a capitalist society, but a fair one. I agree, Jolie. I agree. This is something more in a podcast kind of discussion setting type of thing. But, I think for a lot of people, once you have an understanding of what you believe in and what you want in life, I truly feel like you'll be in a situation where you can have and articulate a quality conversation with somebody who has differing beliefs and differing opinions. My hope is eventually in with this channel, one of the things that we're going to do in this podcast is interview and have conversation with people that don't agree, that may believe in a modern feminism as compared to a classic feminism. A classic feminism is giving women opportunity to do things. I don't believe that we should be giving children hormones to change and chemically castrate them as children. I don't believe in any of that, personally. I think that's wrong. I think it's morally wrong, and I think it should be criminally wrong, and I think those parents should be prosecuted, personally. It's the equivalent. Then why do we have age restrictions on anything? If you're telling me that a child can take and chemically castrate themselves at 6 years old because they want to be a girl when they don't even understand what a girl is, when they haven't even gone through puberty yet and understand what sexual attraction is, then why do we have age limits on tattoos and drinking and enlisting in the military and driving a car? If they can make a lifelong decision there, they should be able to make a lifelong decision anywhere. And I'm very keen on hearing somebody argue in opposition to that. I would be very interested to have that discussion. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you right now. I have to wrap things up. The family and I are going to go to church this evening, and we'll circle back. Probably doing another stream tonight. So if you want to swing back through, I'd love to have you. Keep your eyes in the Discord. I didn't see YouTube put out any notifications. I don't know if you guys got something from YouTube. I didn't see it, but because I have another account that I watched to see if it gets notified, and it didn't. So it could just be the account I was using. I don't know. But anyways, that's all I got for you right now. I do also want to take a very brief moment, an important moment, to shout out our channel members on both YouTube and on Twitch. As per usual, you guys are absolutely amazing. I love you. God loves you. And let me tell you this right now. Thank you so much to Harpic Gold, Funtime Wolf, Proling Animal Play, Sonya, and of course Chicken Overdrive. You guys are amazing. I am very appreciative of you. Squirrel Sniper, Jolie the Foch, Proling, dude, it's Ryan. Everyone that stopped through today, we had some new face. Inferno Edits, Enzo. I forget some of the other cats' names that came through. Helena and some other people that stopped by today. So thank you guys for being here. I'm very, very appreciative of it. Joey, I hope to see you again tonight. Squirrel Sniper, if you guys want to swing back through again tonight. It's about 4:24 p.m. for me, Eastern Time. We do everything Eastern Time. I'm on the East Coast of the United States of America. So we'll be back again probably between 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that hour. So if you guys want to swing back through, I would love to have you. I don't know if we're going to do something like this or if we're going to be playing some games, probably playing some games. So we'll see how it goes. With all that said, you know the drill by now. Omni 5000 and Bucket of Cadets. You guys stay epic. I'll stay Eric. Until next time, I will see you in the next stream later tonight. Bye forever.